The command center's air was heavy with strain, but no one was brave enough to say it. Captain Elena Graves stood near the edge of the observation deck, eyes fixed on the wide swath of stars extending in front of her. In the galaxy beyond, an armada stood ready to attack. Among the distant pinpricks were vessels that had once declared the victory of Earth's colonies, all but certain. The silence from Earth's administration had only strengthened the Armada's confidence, but Elena knew better. Her fingers lightly tapped the polished railing as she stared forward, the weight of the moment pressing down on her shoulders. They think it's over, she thought. They've already left us behind. There was a low buzz in the command center, efficient officers moving between terminals, reading data streams, coordinating, quiet. Directives. Then a voice came, just above a whisper. Captain. Warm but firm, Lieutenant Eric Tanis. He said, all outer defenses are offline. They believe Earth is defenseless. She allowed a small smile. It didn't reach her eyes. Let them think that, she replied. Tanis hesitated. Are we certain about this, ma'am? That Armada, it's the most powerful fleet in the galaxy. If we wait too long, I've waited this long without making mistakes, Elena said calmly. At last, she turned to him, her gaze steady. The Dreadnoughts are in place, stable. The Armada's overconfidence is our advantage. Tanis nodded, though unease still hung over him like fog. Elena didn't blame him, after all the enhancements, all the secret preparations made in deep space. There was still a chance it wouldn't be enough. The Armada's arrogance might be what humanity needed, or it could be their doom. Incoming communication. Captain. From the lead ship of the Galactic Armada, Admiral Karen. Elena's jaw tightened at the name. His fleet had steamrolled through the outer colonies, sweeping away opposition like dust. Now he sat poised on the edge of what he believed would be a final, effortless victory. Patch it through, she ordered. The massive viewscreen came to life, revealing Admiral Karen's imposing, reptilian face. His expression was twisted with smug superiority. Behind him, the gleaming flagship pulsed with alien energy. Captain Graves, Karen sneered, I offer you final surrender. Resistance is pointless. Spare your people needless pain. Her heart pounded, but she remained stoic. You're mistaken, Admiral, she said coldly. Earth has not fallen. Karen raised a brow, mocking. You believe this primitive rock can stand against the full might of the Armada? She leaned forward, her voice tight. And you believe you've seen all we're capable of. But Karen interrupted her, and that was fine. She had already given the order. Begin dark matter ignition. She commanded. The Dreadnoughts. Reactor sequences surged. The command center burst into motion. Officers raced between stations, and Elena turned, her eyes back to the stars. The Dreadnoughts, ancient hulks reborn with the power of dark matter, emerged, sleek, massive, terrifying, from deep in the void. They appeared like steel titans awakening from slumber. Tanis' voice shook. They're ready, Captain. Elena didn't blink. Engage. The first volley of fire streaked through space. Karen's fleet was caught, completely off guard. The same arrogance that once made them unstoppable now froze them in place. Blasts tore through hulls, dozens of Armada. Ships were ripped apart. Elena's grip tightened as the tide turned. This time, humanity was not on the ropes, but the battle had only begun. The Armada wasn't stupid, and neither was Karen. Report, she called out. Tanis responded immediately. First wave neutralized. 20+ ships down? Some are retreating, but they're reorganizing. She nodded. We can't let them regroup. Press the advantage. Ma'am. Tanis hesitated. Can the Dreadnoughts handle prolonged engagement? They'll have to, she said. If we hesitate now, they'll find a way to adapt. Elena returned to the screen. More enemy ships were recovering. Blasts were beginning to return fire. The Dreadnoughts shuddered as coordinated. Volleys raked their shields. Intercepted message from Karen, a tech officer shouted. The Admiral's face flickered on the screen. His tone was cold. Impressive, Captain Graves, but you're still human. And humans always make mistakes. Elena's pulse slowed. He's stalling. Karen continued. Your dark matter reactors emit a very unique energy signature. My analysts are already locking in. We'll find a way to overload them. Tanis turned to her. His face had gone pale. If they destabilize those cores, keep them off the reactors, she snapped. Target their flagships. Take the head and the body will crumble. The Dreadnoughts obeyed. Their cannons swiveled and fired, one by one. Armada flagships burst into debris, but not without a fight. Concentrated counterstrike shook the command center. One of our Dreadnoughts took a direct hit, shields at 60%. Elena clenched her jaw. Hold the line. We can't break now. The Dreadnoughts held firm. More Armada ships fell. The balance teetered and then... Captain! Tanis called out. Message from Earth Command. The second wave of Dreadnoughts is online. Elena exhaled. And let's end this. The galaxy's proudest fleet began to shatter. Karen's flagship vanished from the display in a white-hot explosion. Confirmed destroyed. Tanis whispered. Elena stood motionless at the viewport, victorious, but not at peace, because she knew one thing. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. Fading. Though some signals had gone dark. Maybe they were concealing themselves. Elena's eyes flicked to the screen. Faint, hostile blips glimmered in the far corners of the system. She understood what Tanis meant. This wasn't just a retreat. It was a reorganization. Keep tracking them, she said, her voice fierce, but tired. They won't stay hidden for long. We need to be ready when they strike again. Tanis nodded and returned to the console. But the tension in his shoulders betrayed his unease. Elena felt it too. This victory, though monumental, had only scratched the surface. The Galactic Armada was like a hydra, cut off one head and others would rise. They had struck a critical blow. But now the real war would begin. Elena's gaze drifted to the stars, beyond the observation deck. Her mind wandered into that enormous silence. And she couldn't shake the feeling that something darker was still coming. Karen had been too confident, even for him. This felt like the end of a chapter. Not the end of the book, a voice broke through her thoughts. Incoming signal. From Earth Command, Communications Officer Decker reported. Admiral Caldwell requests an update. Elena straightened her uniform. She gestured to patch it through. A weary flicker of light filled the screen. Admiral Caldwell's stern face appeared, steely gaze fixed directly on her. Captain Graves, he said, calm and low, I've been watching the feed. Impressive performance. But I hope you understand the seriousness of what's happened. Elena nodded. We've broken their structure, sir. But I don't think this will be our last contact with the Armada. Caldwell raised a hand, interrupting. I agree. They won't fall easily, but you've given us what Earth desperately needed. Time, he continued, his tone growing heavier. Fortifications are underway as we speak. And your fleet, what remains, has become a symbol of humanity's hope. Elena felt the weight of his words settle in. Hope was dangerous in war. But sometimes it was essential. What are your orders, sir? She asked. Caldwell leaned forward. Reduce your fleet's footprint. Sweep the system. Eliminate any remaining hostiles, but I must warn you. Karen's death won't go unanswered. A pause. His superiors will see this as provocation. They will come down with the full weight of vengeance. You must be ready, Graves. Elena's heartbeat quickened. She'd known the risks the moment they launched the counterattack. But hearing it so plainly brought the looming threat into focus. Understood, sir, she replied firmly. Caldwell nodded slowly. Earth is counting on you. Don't fail us. The screen went dark. A deep, suffocating silence filled the command center. Elena finally exhaled, a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. She turned to Tanis. Time to move. He was already stepping forward, preparing a full sweep of the system, Captain. No enemies left behind. This time, his voice was solid. The earlier uncertainty had hardened into resolve. They weren't just defending Earth anymore. They were pushing forward. As the crew executed orders, Elena felt her mind begin to focus again. The war wasn't over. But they had taken the first meaningful step. Then came a voice. Captain, Tanis said, looking up from his terminal. We're picking up an anomaly, one of the retreating ships. It's not behaving like the others. Elena's brow furrowed. What do you mean? It's moving strangely, almost like it's avoiding detection. And its energy signature, Doesn't match any known Armada tech. A chill ran down Elena's spine. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. Send a recon team. I want to know exactly what we're looking at. The command center buzzed as the crew mobilized. Her gaze remained locked on the tactical display. That flickering, shifting blip. The recon data came in moments later, and what it revealed made Elena's breath catch. It wasn't an Armada ship. It was something else, worse, a weapon. Armed, but dormant. Hidden during the retreat, Elena whispered, "How long before it's ready?" Tanis responded, tension thick. In his voice, "It's charging faster than we anticipated. If it reaches full capacity, it could wipe out the entire system." Elena gripped the railing, eyes locked on the glowing anomaly. "Could we disable it remotely?" Tanis shook his head. "No, as soon as it powered up, it activated shielding. It shut itself off to everything but direct contact." The silence between them was suffocating. The entire bridge seemed to hold its breath. Tanis spoke hesitantly. "Captain, if we don't stop it, we will?" Elena cut in, eyes hardening. "Ready the Resolute. We're going in." Tanis blinked. "You mean directly, just us? A small team? Close enough to breach the shields and sabotage it from inside?" He paused, then nodded. "I'll get the team ready." Minutes later, Elena stood at the hangar bay, watching her. "Crew, prepare the strike shuttle." The plan was dangerous, insane even. Get close. Plant charges. Get out before it explodes. TNNIS joined her. "The team's ready, Captain, then we move." Once aboard, a strange calm washed over her, the calm before a storm. The kind that sharpened every instinct. She fastened her harness, locked eyes with Tanis, and nodded. The shuttle rumbled as its engines came to life. They launched into the black. Toward the weapon. It grew larger with every